Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats. I really appreciate you guys holding the fort down. The channel donations. We on PayPal. We gonna be on Venmo. And also the Patreon family. We working. Shout out to the Los Angeles Times. I have linked to their article in the comment section. Now, Lance Pugmire of the Los Angeles Times, he pinned the article, and he's one of their lead reporters for sports, UFC, boxing. I'm not sure what other sports he covers, but he is stating that the Canelo versus Golovkin fight generated 1.3 million pay-per-view buys, right? And according to the article, the person who gave him the information, they didn't have the authority to speak on it publicly, but they're privy to the information, meaning somebody who's probably connected, but they're not authorized to come out and be the first to drop the numbers. You know what I mean? Because Golden Boy might want to do it, or maybe they look at this as a number they don't want to release. You guys know how the game goes. So I want to talk about this. The number itself is solid, especially for the streaming era. So it proves Canelo has star power, because Golovkin, if you look at his past pay-per-views with David Lemieux and Danny Jacobs, none were even anywhere close to a million, let alone 1.3. So it's a solid number, but I got a different spin on this. And like Roy Jones said, y'all must have forgot. Didn't I just say that? Now this is the side, the new media side, that some people perhaps don't want to talk about. Now, me, I gotta be honest, the numbers are, considering how good of a fight this was. I spent my hard-earned dollar, went out to Vegas to cover fight week, was at the T-Mobile, in the T-Mobile arena for the fight. Had a great time, great fight. So this is nothing to do with the way it was handled. Golden Boy did their thing, K2 did their thing, Golovkin Promotions. But to me, I wanted to see this fight do better. 1.3, again, in the modern age with streaming, it's not horrible. But you got to keep in mind, Canelo versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. did 1 million. Canelo versus Cotto did just under 1 million, like 900,000, right? 900K. So I expected more. And I think, aside from streaming, I think HBO should have promoted the fight better. Like, I really think that, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I think this is my honest opinion, and I'm not saying this because I'm a YouTuber, but Golden Boy, Top Rank, Al Haim, they're going to learn they need to start creating a budget for influencers, not just myself, but YouTubers, because a lot of boxing's hardcore fans, a lot of the respect comes from out of YouTube anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they need to create a budget and give the YouTubers, you know what I mean, popular YouTubers and stuff, like some money, cut the check to help promote the hell out of these fights. Because again, I really see, like, I see, like, based on how everyone wanted to see Canelo Triple G, I think the numbers should have been far greater. You know what I mean? When I first heard it did 2 million buys, just like when May-Mcgregor, when it was first speculated, Dana White said something like 6.5, but it's looking like the number might be closer to 4.4 million. But that's the other ugly truth that I got to talk about. Y'all must have forgotten new media. Now, there were thousands, hundreds of comments that I seen in the promotion of both fights. And once again, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. How is Mayweather-McGregor able to do 4.4? They said 6.5, but we'll use the lower of the two numbers that I've seen that is reported. 4.4 million. $4.4 million or pay-per-view buys. And that was the fight that y'all said was a circus. Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins publicly outed, said it wasn't a good fight, said it was a sham and people are wasting their money. We know the outcome. Despite any of that, and it did significantly greater than 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. Again, Floyd did what Floyd does, and he was the scene stealer here. He staged his event 3 weeks before this fight, and he won. Now, fortunately for Golden Boy and anyone else who may have been an enemy of Floyd, he's done for. But Floyd took one last jab and robbed the bank yet again. The Mayweather-McGregor, I did a video. The Canelo Golovkin became the third highest grossing live gate for a boxing event. Check that video out. But it bumped Mayweather Canelo live gate down to number 4 and Canelo Triple G. So it made a lot of money in terms of live gate. But it still didn't surpass Mayweather McGregor, right? Which sold 3,000 or 4,000 less tickets than Canelo versus Triple G, right? And obviously it didn't. The top of the totem pole is Mayweather versus Pacquiao. And I don't think we're going to see that number trumped for some time. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think it is. Again, I'm not saying 1.3 is a terrible number, but I have to be honest and transparent. Mayweather, he robbed the bank. He stole the shine. And see, the other thing I told you, I've been telling you guys, Golovkin, his English is better. Canelo doesn't really do whole interviews in English, but that's something they should have worked on since Canelo, back when he's fighting the Alfonso Gomez's. Because if Canelo's English was like Cotto's English is now, or Pacquiao's English, then this fight could have been even bigger because they would have been able to sell it. And I told you guys before, HBO, they, aside from like, that's just an idea, I say, is create a budget for influencers, top YouTube channels, to help them promote the footage, or, you know what I mean, give us access to fighters' camps, like, you know what I'm saying, to get more, you know what I mean, instead of like arranging it on your own accord, stuff like that. But they got to start doing that because streaming, Cody, all that stuff is a reality. And I told you guys, HBO needs to go back to the drawing board. They've been getting stomped by Showtime, and simple things like Under the Lights and stuff like that, that's cool, but there was no real promotion behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just appeared on YouTube, and if you don't check your homepage or subscribe to HBO Boxing, you may have missed it. And they still got to go back to their staple series. You know what I mean? 24/7 used to give you like 4 episodes. Now, granted, like, let's say if it was a Mayweather one, he's gonna help entertain and make, man, Oscar De La Hoya, he a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make it entertaining, just like Conor McGregor and Floyd did with their fight. But fighters got to realize you got to do that. But not doing a face-off, I think that hurt. You know what I mean? Why did you do a face-off, HBO, a regular standard face-off, Max Kellerman? Why would you do one with Amir Khan, Virgil Hunter, Canelo, and Reynoso and Max Kellerman? But for this big of a fight, there was no face-off. You only do 2 episodes of HBO 24/7. You know what I mean? And it's just looking like a sign of the times with streaming. Imagine if Canelo would have beat Floyd those years ago when they fought. His numbers would be even greater. But it's going to take more to build certain, like, fighters when they have losses or coming off suspect performances, things like that. And Triple G, as good as he is for boxing, as good as he is as a fighter, he is not what they painted him out to be. And I believe that in multiple ways. But what I'm talking about is financially. Yes, he puts asses in the seats. He is an entertaining style. But he's never been this massive mogul in A-side when it comes to boxing. His numbers are showing you that. You know what I mean? Because if he was, this fight could have at least passed and surpassed Mayweather versus Canelo, which did, like, I don't know off the top of my head, 2.1, 2.2 million buys, and it did 1.3. So it missed the mark by, let's say, 1 million extra buys. You know what I mean? So I don't think Golovkin's star power is what they say it is. You know what I mean? They were banking off the fact that he's putting asses in the seats and doing good in London. He's doing good on the East Coast, West Coast in terms of venues. But to become an international crossover star like the Mayweathers, like we've seen Conor McGregor and Pacquiao, it usually takes something else. So let me know what you guys think. 1.3 million buys is not bad, but I mean, wouldn't you guys expect for this type of fight When you expect it to have done significantly greater, not just 300,000 more than Julio Cesar Chavez versus Canelo. Now, the good thing is, I was in Vegas for that fight week too, and Canelo Triple G was a much better fight. And hopefully, come the rematch, if they do the rematch, which Canelo's saying he wants the tiebreaker first thing in 2018, then they have a chance. Just like Mayweather versus Maidana won. Some people didn't expect much from it, but when they seen how good of a fight it was, they invested in the rematch. So this has the opportunity to do that in 2018 with the rematch. I think the rematch could do better numbers because we got to see a controversial, compelling, highly competitive fight. You know what I mean? And I hope they fix some of those loose ends by the next time. You know what I mean? Like the promotion, the face-offs. Like really, these companies got to realize you got to really make the fans want to stream. You know what I'm saying? Or start really cracking down on piracy. You know what I mean? But the numbers are obviously suffering, and it's gonna hurt when you have. And I told you guys, I seen this coming because Canelo and Triple G, they could scrap, but they're both so chill. That's why I could tell they started, because everything Mayweather and McGregor were doing leading up, which is why Floyd did this weeks. He could have fought Conor anytime. He could have fought him in November, December, October, but he chose 3 weeks before this fight to steal the show, steal the spotlight. And I think it did hurt because people were entertained by it. Whether they gave Conor a chance, some people really thought Conor could do it, but they made for a compelling build-up. In the fight itself was good. So once again, Mayweather, he gets the win in this column because De La Hoya, all that petitioning, Bernard Hopkins, all that petitioning that they did to bash Mayweather McGregor, all the fans saying it was a circus and, oh, I'm not watching this is bullshit. When it came to it, boxing and UFC, it was such a hybrid and such a point of interest that people still tuned in, and it did significantly higher numbers. I mean, 4.4 versus 1.3 million. So, like I said, y'all must have forgot. New media, once again, all that stuff y'all say, oh, no one wants to see boring Floyd and no one wants to watch the Conor mismatch. It's a circus. The numbers are telling a completely different tale. But hopefully Canelo and Golovkin, it did do good. Like I said, as a fight, it delivered. It was a fight that needed to happen. The live gate set a record. The buys itself, again, they're not terrible, they're not bad, but I would really expect, given how HBO has given so much credit to Golovkin, you know what I mean, and exposure to Golovkin and Canelo, I would expect it to do more than 300,000 better than Chavez Jr. fight, which, you know what I mean, we've seen Chavez Jr. lose fights. I thought he lost to Brian Vera. He definitely lost to Sergio Maravilla Martinez, and the numbers were very close. So all that Mexican style and stuff, when you pit two Mexicans against each other, the numbers came damn close, and that was Canelo versus Chavez Jr. But obviously Canelo Triple G was the better fight. Let me know your thoughts on the 1.3 million buys as being reported from the Los Angeles Times. Again, they have sources. If anything changes or I hear an updated number, official number from Golden Boy or HBO, which I doubt, but if that does come about and it doesn't sound like grossly inflated, then I'll make an updated video. Let me know what you guys think of these numbers and how could they build from here in a rematch. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.